Hey guys, how are you? Here we are. This is Friday and this is Design Talk. How are you? Beautiful weather out there. It looks like it's almost really the end of the summer, but like the beginning of the spring. So as you can see, even though if we are in October, we are getting into the fall time, it's really beautiful weather, hopefully. And let's hope it's gonna last for a little bit longer. There's a lot of things to tell you today about this really hot topic about design schools, because something happened this week on LinkedIn, and I thought it was time to speak openly on my channel about this problem with some design schools. Not all of them, of course. We don't want to generalize. We want to talk only about those design schools that are, in my opinion, but not just in my opinion, behaving in a very doubtful way in terms of strategy, marketing strategy, and of course the way they organize themselves and what they have to offer to design students in terms of car design. I would like to make sure that there is no misunderstanding. I'm referring today only about car design departments, okay, not product design, graphics, or other things. Talking only about car design. But before we get and we dive into the hot topic, ciao Ishad, welcome back. I would like also to remind you that this channel needs your support. Put your likes, write comments on my videos. The new videos are coming very, very soon. I would like also to thank, so big thanks to the 3 new members of this channel that are supporting this channel economically. So thank you very much. I really appreciate your will of becoming member of this channel. Just in case you don't know how to do, down here there is a button where it says join membership. You click and you'll discover the 2 options you have available. Just in case you want to support me in a different way, you have the super sticker, super chat. You can of course tip me for what I have to say during this live today. Ciao Fantasy Garage, welcome back. Or you can just watch my videos, subscribe for free to the channel, watch the videos with the advertising, and of course that will give me some economical support to this channel. But most important thing, will push this channel to grow even more. Said that, I would like to tell you that today we have the first part, the short part about the hiring news. There is a lot of internship opportunities, so I'm sure you're gonna be very, very happy about that because it's concerning you students. And I will go through all those unknowns that I had here in front of me, noted down, okay, that come from LinkedIn and Instagram, our transportation designers page, and also car design page, all those Instagram profiles that are very much dedicated to designers, car design, and hiring news. So I go and pick those information from them that are friends, of course, and they know. And here we are. So now we are 4 people. I would like just to wait a couple of minutes before we start. I will promise we will not go for too long on this live because, as you know, in 45 minutes there is the qualifying section of the Formula One Grand Prix in Qatar. Therefore, I am sure that we all would like to go and check that live, okay, on TV. So I will do my best to finish before. So now we are 5. Let's talk about the hiring news, okay? But before we talk about hiring news, here a little bit of some advertising. There you go. All right. So for those that are not watching the advertising, but it's already, how can I say, that we are still live, because when I launch the advertising, it's not for everybody, you know, it's kind of random. That's how it is. So hiring news, we have a very important European design center in Italy, that is Shangang, the Chinese automobile company. And Shangang is looking for a senior exterior and interior designer. So two positions, okay? You have to contact Shangang, and if you want, you can look for the recruiter person. Okay, I put it down now in the chat, so check the name. Okay, it's Rui Wang. Okay, a recruiter at Shanghai, and you can find his profile on LinkedIn. When you go on LinkedIn at his profile, Rui Wang, Mr. Rui Wang, you will find also on the post about the Shanghai European Design Center that is looking for two designers, exterior and interior. They are senior designers. Then we have another company that is also a fantastic company, it's Maserati. I mean, everybody would like to draw Maserati, right? So if you are an exterior designer and you are looking for a job, whether you are a new one or you are the one that would like to change from a company to another, and you're looking for a nice luxury brand, Maserati Automobile Design Center is recruiting an exterior designer. And of course, it belongs to the Stellantis group. So I copy the email. All right, I put it here, and you can see now in the chat, check it out, recruitingstellantis.com. That's the email for Maserati. I see some people arrive. The problem with my design school was that they focus on ultra-futuristic concept. You know, core skills, we barely had time to sketch. And we'll talk about this, Mishra. We'll talk about this. Ciao, Jacob. Welcome back. All right, so this is about Maserati. Now, my friend Prada Bose is looking for a color and trim designer at Mahindra. Okay, Mahindra. So, for those people that are looking for a color and trim designer position, I mean, if you like color and trim, finish, materials, and all the things that go into this wonderful world about color and trim that is becoming really, really important, you can check for Mahindra, okay? For Mahindra Design Center, whether it's the one they have in London or the original one in India, they are looking for color and trim designer. Okay, so if you go on the LinkedIn, I'm sure you will find the post. I don't have other information about that, okay? But I'm sure that you can search on internet and you will find the email to write to at Mahindra. Maybe you should go directly on the Mahindra website, okay? All right, now there is a very interesting opportunity, free opportunity, okay, for students that are looking for an internship. And this is Volvo. So Volvo in Sweden is looking for exterior designer internship, interior designer internship, and also color and trim designer internship. So if you would like to check Volvo design studio for an internship opportunity in exterior, interior, and color and trim, I advise you to go and check on Current Designers, Transportation Designers web page on Instagram. Sorry, I was a little bit blocked with my mouth. Okay, and you're going to look for this post. Okay, now if you don't find it there, I advise you to go on their website. Okay, on search on internet. I am sure 100% you will find, just as I found it, this recruitment request. Now everybody knows Witscom.ai, right? It's the website that we all trying to use for AI rendering of our sketches. And well, you know what? They are hiring too. They are looking for an interaction designer. So if you are an interaction designer or you are very interested in this type of discipline, design discipline, go just on their website and check career, okay, section, and you will discover that they are looking for somebody to help them out to get better their application and work with them. Now, the last, but not less important, this is very important because this is in USA, the last opportunity is that designers, exterior, interior, and color and trim are wanted in Buick Design Center, General Motors. So we're talking about Detroit here, okay? I don't have any other information about it, but you will find this on LinkedIn. That's where I found it. Buick, General Motors, they are looking for designers, so I guess not expert designers. So I guess also if you just get out of school, you have an excellent portfolio. If I were you, I would try, okay? So designers wanted at Buick, General Motors in Detroit, exterior, interior, and color and trim. And after this, we will start right away with the right topic, okay? All right, so today's topic, it's very, very sensible, because it happened something really strange. Not really strange, it happened something that I was just waiting for happening, to happen. And I'm talking about my friend Pratap Bose, who is the VP Design manager of Mahindra. And so we're talking about the top, really ultra top level in design. And once again, I would like to tell everybody that this is only concerning car design department, okay? Ciao Debajit, good evening to you. Thanks for being back. How long are these opportunities usually open for? Is it until they find someone? Yes, Jacob, until they find somebody. So I suggest all of you just to send your portfolio, your CV, and everything, and then just wait, okay? Jacob, I wrote to you an email. I don't know if you read it or you probably didn't read yet. Just in case you read it, let me know what you think, okay? All right, so Pratap Bose wrote a very interesting post that was almost like a cry in the crowd about what's happening with design schools. And he wrote this post on LinkedIn. As you know, LinkedIn is for professionals. So when I read that post, it was written that basically he's very, very annoyed about what's happening with I don't want to generalize, okay, but with a lot of design schools out there in the world. That's why the cover of this video live, it's the world, okay, because there are some design schools, I would say probably the majority around the world, that are very much concerned with the fact of changing their design program, their design teaching program, in order to produce a lot of car design students, graduates, and when they come out of school every 6 months, they are all in competition with other design schools, and therefore with a lot of other design students, and they're all looking for the same job. And as Pratap was saying in his post, and not only him, the jobs in car design remain really few, exception for the Chinese new automobile design centers. Okay, but they are not that we are not creating, I don't know, 15,000 extra new jobs in car design. It's not that the scale. We are creating probably 1,000, maybe 2,000. But it's not 1,000 or 2,000 jobs in car design every year. Because since the new Chinese automobile company came out and few others in America or in few other countries, those they already have their design centers filled up with designers, design managers, design directors, and everything they need. So this means that after that that wave of a lot of people coming in because of the new jobs created, which was around 10, 15 years ago, today that value came down to the average search for new design jobs openings in car design that remains more or less the same. So this means that we have many students coming out from design schools, and we have always small jobs openings around the world. Because, for example, some years, some companies don't hire anybody because they hired the year before or 2 years before, and those young people are there progressing, and people going outside, retiring, like me in some years, there are not many, or we are not in the period where people get in because people get out. People get in and people remain. Therefore, they are full. And a lot of companies are full. Now, you saw that here I gave you today, some information about jobs openings. But if we go and count them, we are talking about 10 people, more or less. Let's exclude, take off the internships that don't count. So we have around 8 people. Now, maybe of 8 people, only 5 positions will be occupied, will be taken. This means that the small number of people that graduate have to fight very, very hard with all those people to get the few jobs available. Now, when we get into that game, you understand that it's like in a movie theater, everybody wants to get out at the same time. The movie theater is full, but the door to exit, it's only one, it's very small. So only few people will be able to get out at the same time. Only few. In car design jobs, only few people get the job every year. And not every year, every company has openings. So once you make that assumption, you realize that we have a lot of students coming out from all over the world, and we have always the same average of openings in car design jobs, in every car design jobs, okay? And I am not referring to alias modeling. I'm not referring to digital art. I'm referring to exterior, interior, UX, UI, and color and trim. Okay, those are the main key spot, I would say, key jobs for car design. Okay, so this is the first thing we have to think. So the first question that Pratap was asking himself, that I asked also myself and all the people that commented, because he got a lot of comments on that post. Ciao Rajat, welcome back. Was why design schools create classes with a lot of students, 60 students, 40 students, because when we go and make the total between all the classrooms all over the world, in all those design schools, and we make the total, you see that there is a lot of people coming out every single year. And as I said before, the jobs available are really few. Now, I would like to tell you that when I was a student, classrooms were maxi 20 people, sometimes 22 at the beginning. But then there were people that would flunk. So they were sent home because they could not continue because they were not good. And a serious school, when sees that after the first year, a couple of students are not able to keep up with the quality, they will ask the students to leave. Therefore, from 20 or 21, we would end up 18 people, 17 people. I've seen classes of 10 people. That's art center. So today we have the opposite. Everybody gets in, everybody gets out. Then at my time, there was also another thing. There was the entry level exam before being accepted by the design school. Any design school. You have to show your portfolio, the entry portfolio, you know what we're talking about, because I often talk about how you prepare an entry portfolio. It's needed to get accepted. But it looks like, I might be wrong, but it looks like that at my time, it was very severe. There was a big screening that would take and get people in, admit people only with a certain talent and a certain level, to make sure that the school would have really the best students, potential talent to get in, and not everybody else. And there were some people that had to rework their portfolio. They had to work harder in order to get into that school. For example, I was not accepted the first time I postulated for Art Center. I went to the school to ask why, and they explained to me with my portfolio the reasons why my portfolio was not at the right level. And they told me, you can try 3 times. If you are not accepted the 3rd time, you cannot try anymore at our school. You have to go and try in another school. Those were the rules back then. So I tried the 2nd time 6 months later, and I was accepted. But I worked a lot harder. I went to a design school in the evening in America, in Berkeley, and I was doing some graphic design, architecture, learning some techniques, perspective. And I was doing that because I understood that I was lacking something. And if I want to go into that school, which for me was the only one I could go, I had to work my ass off a little bit more. And with my family, we thought that the best way was to take a class or 2 in a design school in Berkeley, where I was learning English language, in order to anticipate and try to learn a little bit more than just try on my own. Okay, today we have the online courses. I give online courses. Here we have Jacob, Devajit, some of my ex-students. They know what it means, and I help them out to improve. So that's good. So I think that every student should take some extra design courses before making their entry portfolio, or an online specific car design course like mine, Intech Academy, Berk, Kaplan, or other people, Leandro Trovati, or other people. But for me, it's great. But you guys have to realize that if you want to find a real job once you get out of school, you have to be between the best 3 students in the class. You must be there. Because everything left, it's almost nothing. Then there is, but that's why, because design schools today get a lot of people in. And why do they get a lot of people in? Because they don't do anymore that screening, that severe screening that there was back in my time. Now, I know that some schools, they still do it. The best schools still do it. Because it's their philosophy, it's their tradition. Art Center, CCS, those are the ones that I know the best. UMEA University, some schools like Yad Yed, Pforzheim, very severe, Royal College. I know that those schools, they still keep with their tradition, with their, how can I say, with their philosophy of being very careful in the people, about the people that get in the school, they accept in the school. But there are still schools between those that double the classes. That's not good. It's their choice, but it's not good. Then there are other schools, and I have to say, I'm sorry to say, but many other schools in other countries, okay, a little bit all over, that really, believe me, they just getting everybody. Because their philosophy is that we want to give the hope of becoming a car designer to everybody. Everybody has the hope, must have a chance to do it. I've seen even some schools making videos saying we don't need your talent. Anybody can become a car designer. I've seen those videos in Italy. And I didn't like that. This is really looking at the school upside down. No, we need talents. In a school should get only talented people. I'm sorry to say, that's why I said this is a very sensible topic, because I know that some of you probably don't agree with me. But believe me, car design is very particular discipline. And in car design, there is an incredible high competition. And this competition is not only in your classroom, within you and your classmates. It's with all the design schools all over the world. So you can imagine in other design schools that are better than your school, the opportunity, the percentage of possibilities for the other students, the best students, it's probably higher than yours. If you are not in the best design school, you have to give 300% in order to get to that level and say, well, I didn't have the money to go to Art Center or CCS. Okay, that's fine. But I put 300% of myself because I know how they sketch, I know how they work, I know the success that in general they have. I have to be better as like them or better than them. And if your design school is not able to offer you the same preparation with the teachers, whatever, the program, the opportunity, the lab, the I don't know, the model shop, the computer shop, or whatever, okay. But you, student, must have a strong sense of responsibility in understanding that the game out there is really tough. Now, I was reading a lot of comments to the post of Pratap, and all the comments were saying basically the same thing. What did I write? Because I wrote also. Okay, so I'll tell you what I wrote. First, I said that to me, this is becoming a sort of an insane business. It's not anymore to give the opportunity to young, talented people to get a chance to become car design, which is a dream for many of, it's been for me, so also for you. But it's also a way to make money. Why? Because design is the number one, how can I say, the number one signal, okay, that gives to any product more than 50% of positive feedbacks and results. This means that if you do a beautiful car, a beautiful product, you have a potential client would be ready to buy it just because the design is very nice, very good. Then, of course, comes out the quality, the price, and everything. But the design is what emotionally hits you. It's the client, positively or negatively. So design is very important for any company, especially today, where we burn everything very quickly. Today we are in a society where things are beautiful and they last 6 months, and then we're already thinking to the next step to do, the new design to do. So design is fundamental, and a lot of people are realizing that with design we can make money in terms of education. And there are a lot of design schools or engineering universities that open up the design department, but they do it without car designers, without experts from automobile industry. Who are those teachers? Who is teaching car design if there is no a car designer, a professional, somebody that can bring some know-how? Somebody that takes a pencil like I do with you guys and start sketching, explain the basics. And then there is another thing, very important. But before I tell you, I would like to read some of the comments, okay? I read the comments and then I'll tell you the other thing, which is worst. I got a conditionally offer to coin and they didn't see any of my work. Voila. Sir, is it necessary to learn German to get into Pforzheim? Rajat, it's necessary to learn German if you do bachelor. That's what I know. But please check. For master, it is in English. MK, nice to see you, sir. I'm an automotive and transportation design student. I'm also preparing for master and doctoral program. Think of this, is it better or good? MK, you have to tell me in which university you are now before I tell you, okay? All right, so now let's come to another aspect of my, of my shout out of today. Some schools, not all the schools, but a good group of schools, okay, internationally, they think that today, because we have Photoshop, AI, alias modeling, VRED, and all those digital supports, digital tools, it is enough to have a beautiful classroom full of computers and ask students, after very quick sketch, to go directly and make their alias model. Make a nice rendering with the AI. Make a retouch with Photoshop. And then what happens? The students don't know how to sketch anymore. Because this is the big risk. That we see into almost every portfolio we receive at work. That's why I say all the time, we are interested in your ideation sketches. Because there we understand your real potential. Not in the Photoshop, which is an illustration activity. And a lot of people don't believe me. But if you go and look what Pratap wrote in his post and all the comments, a lot of people say the same thing. And they are all professionals, all expert designers. Some people of my age, some people a lot younger. It looks like today it's interesting, it's enough to make a side view. I got my design. No, it doesn't work that way. Yeah, but look what a beautiful picture I made with Witscom. Hey, yeah, so what? Look at your car, it's crooked. It's crooked. It's badly proportioned. I can see even better because you made a rendering. And the people don't see it. Now, why people don't see it? Because if you don't go through the hustling of sketching cars with your pen or with your pencil, okay? If you don't do that for a full year, making mistakes and learning from your mistakes and learning what it means to make quality, good quality sketches, freehand sketches, you will never see. You will never see your mistakes. I see some AI renderings. Hey, what do you think, bro? In some pages on Facebook. And everybody, cool, dude. That's very nice. Love it. That's great. No, that's awful. That's simply awful. And I know that today it's politically correct. It's not correct to write a comment for there and say, "I'm sorry, guy, your sketch, your rendering, it's ugly." Cannot write that because everybody would start saying, "Who the hell you are?" You know. So today we have also this problem. I can be very honest with my students, and Debajit can tell you, Jacob can tell you, because I am very honest. When something is wrong, it's wrong. It's useless that you insist. It's wrong. And my responsibility to put you on the right track. Not with the taste, because that's your taste, but with the basics rules. And my responsibility is to make you exercise, because I see the mistakes you guys make, and I want to make sure that you reduce those mistakes almost to zero. Because if you do that, then you're on the right track. The more you will do, the better you will get. Your creativity comes out. It will be very easy to sketch anything that comes up to your mind, and you will be very satisfied with yourself. Then it's just a matter of saying, I like your design or I don't like your design. But nobody can tell you that your wheels is off, that your perspectives are strange, that your side view is ugly because the front end is too short or too long. Don't you see that there is more balance between the front and the back? But a lot of people in their portfolio after 3 years of school, they still have those problems. So the question is, teachers of those design schools, chair of transportation design departments, directors of transportation design department of those schools, think about it. Because companies, people that look at your students' portfolios are starting to talk negatively. And that's not good for the reputation of the school. When I was chairman of Istituto Europeo di Design in Torino, when I opened up the department and I managed that department for 10 years, everybody were like soldiers, having fun, but like soldiers, because we had a strict program. And you could not go from step 1 to step 2 if step 1 was not well understood and well done. And yes, I asked a few students during those 10 years to stop coming to school, that it was much better for them to go and spend their money on other type of education. Even if I selected them, because I made a strict selection every single year. And my class were maxi 20 people, no more. 20 per year. And we were teaching in Italian with English terminology. So you understand, we were sketching a lot. Well, at that time, we did not have all the technology of today, but it was mandatory to learn all the techniques. It was mandatory to learn the perspective, because a current perspective is very difficult. I see a new comment. Honest feedback is the key. Deborah. Honest feedback is the key informative year. Professor praising design, and I did happen to ignore the level of skill. Completely agree. Yeah, that's exactly. Then I discover also another thing, because sometimes I go and check who are the teachers of those schools. And in some schools, teachers never designed a car in their life. They come from alias design studios, where they make alias virtual modeling, but they never been designers, real designers, and they teach. And I say, but how can they teach? Maybe they have the talent of sketching, okay, but when you teach car design, you should be a person, a teacher, coming from the real world of designers that already had at least one experience with a full-scale model. Especially if you are teaching transportation design 1, 2, 3, where you have sponsor projects. Because you have to help people with proportions, with lines, a sensibility, what it means to work on a section. Section is fundamental, and nobody talks about sections. Debajit, it's always better to get harsh, honest feedback than consoling sweet words. Yeah, it's true. You're right, Debajit. You're right. So, now it's 5:55. In 5 minutes, we have the Formula One that will start. I want to conclude this shout out, okay, this live that was a little bit animated on my side, because I care a lot about this subject. I don't teach anymore in school because I can't, but online I try to do my best to give support to any young talents that would like to try to improve. And many times I hear stories from students from those design schools that come and search for me to improve their sketching, even if they are in school, okay? And that's also strange. And they explain to me how it works in schools. There are some new generation teachers that rely more on rendering, on Photoshop, rather than the real content. And that's bad. That's bad. They are not helping the student, and they are not helping also the companies, you know, the car design world. Because when we are looking for designers, we are looking for talent that have a very good portfolio. And if their portfolio is not at the level, what can we do? We don't hire. Sarah, have you heard about Move School of Design in India? Rajat, I did have some invitations, but I couldn't because of job. And I was sad about that. Strat Bangalore, they are friends of mine there, managing, and they are doing a good job. So it takes time for any new school to improve, but I see that they're improving quite a lot. So, but you know, I work at Renault. That's my job. I have a good job. You're such an excellent learner. Thank you for today's topic. You welcome. So now, just in case you want to give me, you want to offer me a coffee, it's the moment before I turn off this slide with a tip, if you want, with a super chat, a super sticker. If you are new, please put the like to this video, share this video, show to your teachers. Okay, tell them I'm a nice person. I'm not mad at anybody. I just want to say that all design schools should start listening what the professionals are starting to think about the portfolios that receive. First, too many portfolios. Second, the level it's not really quite there. Okay? All right. So now I wish you a very good weekend. Thank you very much for being with me, for listening to me. And thanks again to the new members of the channel. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you. And take care. Grazie. Ciao.